Welcome back. Today we have Fabian Velazquez joining us today. Thank you for being here today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
I am so excited. You have announced that you're running for mayor of Warner Robins. How did you decide to run for mayor? Why did you decide to do that?
Well, I grew up in this city. I love it. And I think that the future is turbulent. And so I want to make sure that the city goes in the right direction.
All right. And so you're running for mayor. What are your platforms? What do you want people to know about you?
Well, there's three main things that I'm worried about. The first is crime. It's a growing issue, especially with youth. And the second issue would be the downtown, or really the north side revitalization. And the third would be the housing crisis that we're going through.
All right, and so I want to expand on all of those, starting off with crime. What are you noticing? You're from Warner Robins, born, raised, that's your area. What have you noticed in terms of crime?
Specifically, it's on the rise, especially with the youth. So we're noticing a lot of kids with high capacity weapons, extendos, things like that, Glocks. And they're as young as 13, 14. Recently, we're having execution style murders in some places, and it's something that will harm the family friendly vision of Warner Robins.
And when we're talking about you want to revitalize, we're talking about the north side of Warner Robins. What do you envision if you were elected mayor?
I think that our scope is a little too narrow. We need to focus on more than just the downtown. I think a walkable north side would be perfect, something that lets people live close to where they work or work close to where they live. And the way we do that is by really allowing a different types of zoning, such as mixed-use zoning throughout the entire part of Northside.
All right, and so what is your emphasis? Where do you see the downtown portion of that fitting in if you are elected mayor?
Well, the downtown area, I think it's a historic part. I'd like to see it stay there. But we need to really focus on developing the areas around it and then letting it develop naturally. We can't just throw money at the problem and expect it to solve things.
All right, and then your third point, let's talk about that. What do you want people to know?
Well, with housing, it's getting really expensive. We're noticing prices increasing rapidly, and especially in these neighborhoods where you wouldn't normally expect it. What we need to allow is more development and allow for an increase in the stock of housing. We can do that by also switching up the zoning regulations and building codes. Things like parking minimums and minimum setbacks really hold back and make it impossible for development to happen with ordinary people.
All right, so those are your three platforms there. Now, what makes you different than your opponent? Why should people be voting for you and give you that vote?
Well, there's other than me being younger and being just looking different, I have business experience, and this is something that she doesn't really bring to the table. I am looking for a sort of a plan other than a lot of social action. I'm looking for policy changes, and I'm looking for something that can be put down on paper, something that can continue longer.
All right, and so you said you had a background in this. What is your background? What is your experience that makes you qualified to be a mayoral candidate?
Right, so I started off here in Warner Robins as a barber right after high school. And then right after barbering, I've developed a landscaping company, which I service 130 properties, and I have 3 employees.
All right, and so lastly, what do you want to tell people? Why should they vote for you?
Vote for me if you're looking for a change, it's specifically a brighter future. I'm looking for something tangible and not just promises about social changes. I'm looking for policy.
All right, and thank you so much. Right. If you'd like to find out more, head on over to our website, 41nbc.com. Thank you so much for being here.
All right, thank you.
All right, now following our interview with Warner Robins mayoral candidate Fabian Velazquez, 41NBC followed up with the chief of the Warner Robins Police Department, Wayne Fisher. Velazquez said that crime was up in Warner Robins. He also added that, quote, recently we are having execution-style murders in some places, end quote. Chief Fisher cited current statistics and said that the crime was not up. It was actually down 13.7% from 2024 to 2022. Fisher also added that there is no evidence to support the statement about execution-style murders in Warner Robins. For more information, visit our website, 41nbc.com.